If you are a new parent, you need to keep an eye out on this condition. Here at the Bone Museum, we have an exhibit on craniosynostosis. But what is that? Let's take a look. Craniosynostosis is a premature fusion of the sutures in your skull. But what are the sutures and why are they so important? Your skull is not made up of one single bone, but 22 individual ones. So the sutures are the lines of separation between each individual bone. Those lines of separations, or sutures, don't start to fuse together or ossify until later in life, around your 30s, to give your brain enough room to grow and develop. Craniosynostosis is the premature fusion of those sutures. But what does it do and what does it look like? It is a premature fusion of the coronal and the lambdoid suture. This is a more severe case of craniosynostosis called oxocephaly. The reason this case is more severe than others is because there's multiple sutures that fused early. In this case, it's the coronal and the lambdoid sutures. So if we look at the top and the back of the skull here, we can see that the sutures are completely gone. Interestingly enough, the sagittal suture, this one, is also obliterated. With oxocephaly, because there's premature fusion of multiple sutures, it causes the skull to grow smaller and also forces the brain to grow upward, causing a higher dome shape. This is called scaphocephaly, and it's a premature fusion of the sagittal suture. So the coronal and the lambdoid sutures are still there, but the sagittal suture is obliterated. This causes the skull shape to grow long, thus the name Scaphocephaly for the Greek word for boat, scaphos. And the last example we have is plagiocephaly. Now, plagiocephaly is not a type of craniosynostosis, but it's still part of our exhibit of how the skull shape can be altered. The most common type of plagiocephaly is positional plagiocephaly. As babies' skulls are still very soft and malleable, if they lay on one side for too long, it flattens out over time. You can see that all the skull sutures are still intact, but the shape of the skull is still asymmetrical. So that is why if you're a parent, you need to pay attention, because craniosynostosis is treatable with surgical intervention and plagiocephaly is treatable with a hard hat that molds the baby's head back into shape. That's a little bit more about different conditions that can affect the skull shape. If you found this video interesting, make sure to like and follow for more.